All right, let's talk about translations and reflections today. Our learning target for today is students can translate and reflect a point on a coordinate plane. So all we're doing is translations and reflections today, and we're just going to be working with single points. We're not even going to be working with figures, although everything that we do, you could do with a figure also, just moving each point of the figure as we're moving one single point today. Okay, make sure you write that down as your heading, and if you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm moving on. First, let's talk about translations. And a translation is to slide a figure or a point. So we're just going to be sliding right, left, up, or down. If you think of those old puzzles that you may have got when you were younger, where there's a picture on there and all you could do is slide it up, down, right, or left, and you had to move them around, there's one gap. That's what a translation is. You're sliding it right, left, up, or down. Okay, so that's all that we're going to do in this example here. So in example 1, what we're going to do is we're going to practice on our coordinate plane. Remember, we have the x-axis is right here. It's labeled. We have the y-axis is up here top. Okay, and then we have our points on there. And what I want to do is practice writing our ordered pair, and then you're going to follow the directions, which are given right there, and then you're going to tell me what the new point is. Now that new point is called the image. So if you if you hear me talking about the image, that's what I'm referring to. Okay, so let's start with point A. So point A is right here. So first let's figure out what the ordered pair of point A is. So remember, you move on the x-axis first, so that's to -4, and then we went down 2, so that's -4, -2. Remember, it's the x-axis first, the y-axis second. Okay, now I want you to move the image right 2 and up 4. Now one thing you might see me right is I might do this, x plus 2, y plus 4, saying right. I'm moving 2 to the right on the x, and I'm moving up 4 on the y. That's y plus 4. Okay, so I'm just going to move my point. I'm literally just going to count 2 right. 1, 2, and then I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's my new point. Now to label it, the image, we usually call prime notation, so you can label that. And then I want you to tell me what the new ordered pair is. So now the new point is at -2, 2. So that's -2, 2. And that's it. Okay, you've moved it, you got to draw it moved, and then you write down the ordered pair of it. Okay, and point B, same thing. So I'm going to go to 4, so I start 0, I go 4 to the right, so that's 4, and then I'm going up 4, so that's 4, 4. Okay, now I want you to move left 3, down 5. So I'm going to go left 1, 2, 3, down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're moving on the lines, not the spaces in between. We're moving on the grids. Okay, so my new point is there. That's called my image, and I use a little apostrophe there to let you know. And then I figure out my new ordered pair. 1 to the right, 1 down. So 1 to the right is 1, 1 down is -1. 1, -1. So I've drawn my point, plotted it, and then I've written down my ordered pair. And that's what you have to do for translations. You're just sliding. Okay? And again, I could say left 3, down 5. I could put something like left means x minus 3, minus going to the left, negatives go to the left, and down, that's negatives, y minus 5, minus 5 being going down. Okay, so that's how you could see it mathematically or spoken. Okay, if you need to pause, go ahead. Otherwise, I'll be moving on to the next slide. Okay, in our last example, example 2. In our last example, we are going to be talking about reflections. A reflection, if I could spell today, that would be helpful. A reflection, R-E-F-L-E-C-T. A reflection is to flip over a given line. So we're going to flip the point or flip the image over a line. Okay, and our given lines are going to be the axis. I'm either going to give you the y-axis or the x-axis. Okay, so in example 2, I'm going to give the original point. So A is -4, -2. And then I want you to flip it over the y-axis, which means here's the y-axis right here. Okay, there's our y-axis. We are just going to mirror image it on the other side using the y-axis as the mirror. So all I'm going to do at a 90-degree angle is I'm going to count how many spots my point is away from that line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to 90-degree angle to my axis. I'm going to go to the right, so that was left 4, so I'm going to go to the right 4 spots, the same number of places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my point, and my new point is still called the image, so that's A prime. Okay, and then my new point is 4, -2. So it's 4, negative 2. Notice that my y point stayed the same at negative 2 because I did not move up or down at all. I just moved right or left, and notice I went from negative 4 to a positive 4, the opposite, because when I go on an axis, my point's going to be the opposite of that point, because I'm on the other side of it now. Okay. Point B, the original point, was 4 to the right, 4 up, so that's 4, 4. And this one I want you to do over the x-axis. Your x-axis is right here, so we're going to reflect over this line. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So then I go 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Put my point, B prime. So the opposite of going up is to go down. So my new point is 4, negative 4. 4 to the right, 4 down, 4, negative 4. Notice in this example, my x stayed the same, my y was the opposite. And that's how you reflect over a line, okay? So make sure you write that down. Make sure you write down my corrected spellings and stuff. And if you have any questions or anything, you can ask me tomorrow. Otherwise, go back and watch the video and have a great night.